Happy Saturday, friends. Let's get some business out of the way. I am apologizing to you that this video and this blog post is getting posted incredibly late on a Saturday. It's going to be posted after 9 p.m. on a Saturday, when usually I like these to be scheduled to get out at 9 a.m. This is like Eastern time. So, I apologize. I'm going to share a little bit more in the video why that's happening. So I'll share more in a little bit about that. And the next thing I'd like to also get out of the way, my shirt is a Grumpy Cat shirt. It is. It says, "I had fun once. It was awful." This is my I'm working, cleaning, painting, getting sweaty and dirty and gross work shirt. I do love it though, and it does make me laugh. So that is indeed what is on my shirt. That is what it says, and this is what I've looked like all day. Let's get into the video. So this week, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. I have not been sure literally the entire week. I hope that I am not the only person who has a week that just, what was it? Like, why? Just not horrible. Like, every single thing was awful about it, but not meh. Like, it was okay. And not like, this was a great week. It was like some high points, a lot of low points, a lot of real low points, some pretty emotional low points, and then some meh, like, not meh, like meh points. It just was a hard week. So that's part of the reason things are just, I want to get this video out, and I decided that I wanted to talk about what's happening in my life a little bit. In daily discipline format, we used to get daily updates as to what's happening in my life, what's going on, how I'm dealing with things, how I'm reaching my goals. Now you see me or hear from me about weekly, bi-weekly, whatever. You don't really hear from me very much. So this is kind of a throwback to daily discipline. So if I was indeed doing this daily discipline format, I would have talked about this on Thursday. But I'm going to just be upfront. Victor is now in physical therapy. And that's not, we're not unhappy about that. We're glad. But it's a little hard. It was a little hard. It was really hard because he was in an extremely bad mood. If any parent knows what I'm talking about, like when your kid wakes up for the day and they're just kind of crabby for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Just they're in a bad mood. You really just want to cancel everything that you had to do that day because they're just in a bad mood. So everywhere you go, everything you do is just going to be more difficult because they're just in a bad mood. And that was the first time we have to take him to physical therapy, and it's around nap time, and he's never been there, and we've never met the people, and he wanted to play with the cars, and they didn't want him to play with the cars. They wanted him to kick a ball. And you know when you're watching someone try to interact with your child when they're like that, like you're watching it and you're like, baby, he ain't gonna do that. Like, you just know, bro, he ain't gonna do that. And you can't be reasoned with. He's just tired. He's just in a bad mood. It was just really hard. So why is Victor in physical therapy? So a couple months ago when we were on vacation, my family was like, hey, how do you watch him run like that? I feel like he's going to just fall flat on his face any second. I'm like, run like what? And they're like, on his tiptoes. I'm like, oh. Ooh. And then a few other people were like, hey, does he literally always walk and run on his tiptoes? Is that like a thing? And I'm like, then some people were like, bro, you need to get that checked out, because that could be like, here's a list of things it could be, and it could be a problem. And I still have paint on me. We were painting today. And it was just starting to become, it was getting kind of a little bit overwhelming. And then I started noticing how often he was doing it. And then I started to notice how often he fell. And I started noticing, oh, Victor literally has cuts and scrapes and bruises all over his legs all of the time. Sorry, my phone was on loud. I'm not editing this out. I just got to do this video for you guys. It's just happening. It's just happening. And so we talked to his doctor, his pediatrician, and said, hey, we noticed this. What's up with that? And it was at his 2-year appointment, and our pediatrician was like, yeah, well, let's let him walk and see, and let's, look. And then he was took his foot and was kind of bending his ankle and different things, and Victor was really angry about that. And he said, it looks like his structure, his bones and everything are fine. Doesn't seem like one leg is longer or one leg is shorter or anything like that. It just seems like this muscle is too tight. So he referred us to a physical therapy place, and so we had our first appointment, which was just an evaluation, and they asked us some questions, and they tried to get Victor to do things, and it was like the perfect storm of just not gonna happen. Like, you want him to kick a ball, but there's a car over there. He ain't gonna play with those cars. So why am I talking about that? Well, that's just a normal thing that is happening in our life. Like, that's just a thing that's happening that I don't think a lot of you knew. But I'm also talking about it because it's a thing that's happening in my life that a lot of you don't know. Sometimes people don't. It was hard to watch. If you've ever had to watch a loved one do physical therapy or help a loved one do physical therapy, it can be kind of hard. Because they have to push themselves. You have to help push them to do things that are painful or difficult for them to do. That's frustrating because they can't do it. It's kind of hard. And then it's hard too because, if you Dr. Google anything, what does this mean? And, you read any articles, you kind of get a little bit afraid too. Like, is it, if you start seeing words like autism and surgery, and you start seeing some of this stuff and you're like, okay, what? It felt really reassuring to talk to our pediatrician. He was really cool about it. I appreciate when people have to tell you something that you could freak out about, but they tell it to you in such a way that you don't freak out about it. And that's great. And then the woman who worked with Victor was really, really great. And she was really, really cool about it. Like, it's just going to be a couple months of physical therapy and probably will be fine. And it'll be okay. And so it's not a huge deal, but it has been something that has weighed on me emotionally, mentally, just thinking about it, and it's been kind of hard. And so, when things are like that, I've talked to I've gotten prayer. I've asked, my pastor to pray for me, that, we just have peace and pray about it, and that it'd be okay. And I've had a lot more peace about it. And there's a dog outside. Asking for for advice or counsel, and just resting in that. Like, that's the advice I got, that's the counsel I got, that's what the pediatrician said, and just using any opportunity anytime anybody else brings it up to teach. Well, this is what our pediatrician said, and this is what we're doing, and not being angry that people noticed, and not taking it personally and thinking they think I'm a bad mom. It's nothing I did wrong. Victor just walks on his tiptoes because he's got a tight muscle in his legs. That's it. And so now we got to help him. And that's what we're going to do. So that's just kind of something that's been on our mind. And we've had a lot going on. We have some other kind of weighty things too that have kind of been on our minds. And nothing bad. We're okay. We're good. Nobody needs to worry. But, in the midst of me talking about all the other things that I talked about, or all the cute pictures I post on Instagram, or whatever else, in the midst of all of that is regular life stuff that can be overwhelming. Adam and I are involved in multiple ministries, doing different things, juggling multiple events for those ministries, our own personal house stuff and music lessons and all just regular life things. So, that's another takeaway from this if you wanted, that, even though everything looks really, really cute and carefree and woo, it's not. I still have regular life stuff that I'm doing. I still have my grumpy cat shirt that I wear when I'm painting and, getting dirty doing work, and, my hair gets funny looking like everybody else. We're regular life people. And sometimes we post our videos late. It happens. So, guys, I hope you had a happy Saturday. I hope it was really great. I hope that, even if it wasn't really great, like if you're going through something tough, that you're able to, find someone to talk to, reach out and, ask for prayer or ask for counsel, or just ask for a listening ear from someone. Just, do you have time to listen to me? Because it's okay to have weighty things on your heart, like things that are really weighing on your heart, or things that are really weighing on your mind. It's okay. And it happens to a lot of us. It's got to keep on and carry on in some ways. And, I still got all these other things I got to do, but I could still do all those other things and have those weighty things on my mind. So thanks for listening, guys, and giving me the space to just kind of keep you updated what's happening in my life and how we're working through it. I hope maybe somebody got something out of it. Happy Saturday. I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll have something cooler to say. Peace, guys.